Hey there, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time where we can relax and craft together for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end so you can be part of the whole process with me and work with me on them. So tonight we are continuing on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. The quilt along actually wrapped up yesterday. However, we are not even halfway done with finishing these blocks, so I'm gonna keep going on them. We're gonna pepper in some other projects along the way while we finish this up. But for tonight, we are still gonna be working on the Splendid Sampler. We are working on the Happy Trails block right there, the little horsey. So we are at the stage that we're sewing all the rows together, and I actually did the web method of chain piecing, so all of my rows are connected, and all I have to do is, I did it with the first and second row, all I have to do is fold it over and sew, and then we've got connected rows. But the nice thing about this method is I don't have to remember where the rows go. I won't accidentally flip one around or anything like that. It is all just perfectly laid out here for us already. So here's our little scene. This, if you can believe it, this tall piece is gonna suck up to the same width. So it'll be a 6.5-inch block when we're done here. But that's the plan for tonight. We're gonna sew a row and then press it, and then sew a row and press it, just so it doesn't get all curled up. These are really small rows, small pieces that we're working with. All right, let's get going tonight. And hopefully if I get this done tonight, we will take a look at the applique portion of it as well, because we still have to get that little horse on here. All right, I'm gonna flip you guys around. Thank you for joining me on Friday here. All right. Ooh, my see-through tray. All of my wonder clips are everywhere. All right, here we are tonight. Sorry, guys, just getting situated. All right, there we go. So we have the first row. Now I clipped together these two rows. I clipped them with the Wonder Clips so that it would hold together every single one of these seams, so the seams would match up. That was a lot of clips. I'm wondering if I can do it without the clips. So I think I'm gonna try this row without. What we do need to do is bump up those seam allowances, or these seam allowances, so they nest together. The bump made by the fold, those should butt up against each other because we press them in opposite directions for the rows. So I'm gonna just bump the first one together, and we're gonna just see if this works for me. It might be a total nightmare, and in that case, I'll switch back to the clips, but I figured this would be a good row to try it on because it's just the sky, and the sky is all the same anyway, so if things don't match up perfectly, I don't think we'll notice. So I'm using my stiletto here just to get things lined up. I did get my my table on here again, so it should be a little easier to sew than it was last night when I didn't have the table. So the one thing about matching up the seams, I think it's going to be easier on every other row, like this row, because my underneath seam is pointed towards me, so it's not going to accidentally flip the opposite direction like how it was last night. All right, so I'm just slowly matching up rows here. I'm feeling for that bump when those seams bump up against each other. So I think this is working. However, I do not feel confident right now doing this. I felt a lot better with all those clips in, but I don't know, maybe I just need to practice, so let's keep going. Oh, you cut your sky out. Your sky's navy blue? That sounds pretty. Gosh, I think I might be... Am I missing every other one? I don't know. This is going to be a big question mark if I like this way of doing it or not. Oh no, I think I'm getting it. These pieces are so small. Seem faster with the clips. Yeah, I'm thinking it just for my brain relaxation aspect of it all. I think clips is probably the way to go. I'm not sure it was necessarily faster because the clips, I had to futz around with this a little bit too and take the clips off and all that. All right, we're almost done here. But it was less scary feeling, I suppose. All right, I need another liter. Alrighty. Almost through these Hawaiian shirts. Alrighty. Let's see how we did without using the clips, how close our seams got. So far, not too shabby. Ooh, see that one's a little off there. Yeah, a little off, a little off. They're all getting further and further off, and then right here, it went back on. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like playing it a little safer with the clips. And I'm already noticing that I think I'm clipping, or I'm, remember I measured this last night and I think I was a little bit wider than the 6.5 inches, meaning my, I was doing too small of seam allowances just by a hair. And I don't think I'm making that same mistake this way because look, I'm getting kind of a fat rectangle out of this one, meaning I might actually be, it might be a 1/2 inch going up and down, which is what we want, versus I think I was a little over the 1/2 inch this way. All right, but let's press. I'm gonna give this a go. I wanna just press as I go because otherwise it's gonna keep like wrapping up like this and it's just gonna be a pain. So we're gonna press all of these down. And we'll check it out. See how we did. And I think I am going to use clips. Oh, you didn't use clips? Yeah, see, just some of the little bits I'm off, and I can tell I curved up into the piece a little bit here too. So I must have had too much seam allowance, and then I gave myself more seam allowance again. So I don't want to do that again. So I think I'm going to clip. Clipping's a whole pile. I mean, it's a lot. I gotta use 10 clips for this, but you know what? I think let's just give it a go. I haven't done it tonight. Let's see how it works tonight. All right, I got a pile of clips hiding underneath here. Let's just grab a bunch of them. Gonna need more than that though, I think. All these clips are from when I did that baby quilt last week. I used every single one of my clips that I owned for that quilt. So that's a lot, and I didn't put any of them back yet. They're all sitting on the table here. So again, I'm matching up those seams. I'm just kind of feeling for where they bump together. And yeah, these clips are so close, but I don't know. There's a level of comfort that comes from using the clips too. Craft Tex can get wet. When you get Craft Tex wet, it makes it look more like leather. I haven't done a wash test where I've put it through the wash a lot of times. However, it's in theory like the same material as like Levi's jeans, like the little labels on the back of the back pocket of Levi jeans, or just, you know, jeans in general that aren't leather, where it's that kind of paper. And, you know, those get washed a bunch of times, so I'm thinking it's okay. But I haven't tested it for washing a bunch of times. But in theory, I think it should just be, it should be fine. It will actually probably keep getting more and more kind of worn and soft. I'm a little worried about how it's gonna hold up just from the you know, the mane on the horse has all those little snips in, but in theory it should be fine. I'm gonna use the Craft Tex paper, and we'll just see how it goes. And, you know, if down the road, if it all breaks apart, I'm going to use those smaller clips than this, then, you know, I could always use some felt or something instead and reapplicate if I am feeling the need. Oh, I don't think I got the last one bumped up. So I guess this didn't take too long. Got like a little bouquet here. Too long to clip. So if it only takes me that long to clip and it makes me feel a little more comfortable, then it might be worth it. So I'm removing the clip and then just kind of getting my stiletto down there. My stiletto is kind of acting as a pin. I'm paying a little bit more attention to my seam allowance this time, since on the last row it seemed like I wobbled all over the place on the seam allowance. Which makes sense. I was more concerned with getting these parts, these seams together here, all lined up, so I wasn't paying as much attention to my seam allowance width. Too many things to think about. This eliminates one of those things. All right, get another of these guys out. Oh, that sounds neat, Nolene. Like a suede kind of fringe for this. All right, let's check it out. All right, this piece was, you know, must have been too big, or I sewed this one goofy. But our seams are looking better. All our seams, like this vertical seam, that's what we're trying to match up by nesting the seams together. And ooh, that one's a little bit off, but I picked it up quick after that. Yeah, you know what? I'm clipping. It took, you know, it didn't take very long to clip, and it made the sewing part go so much faster and took pressure off my brain, and that's important. So I'm gonna go with the clipping. I'm gonna keep clipping these guys. Get these seams going the right way. But yeah, I think this is good pressing after each time. I mean, it's nice because my iron's right here. Ooh, this seam should, ooh, I accidentally sewed that seam open. Oh well. Let's see how we're looking here. It's coming together. Oh, we had, we're out of the sky. We got some mountaintop, or I don't know, maybe this is Sedona. There, but yeah, I can definitely tell that second row is a little wonky. That's the one that I did without the clips. So I don't know, you know, I got some seams that are way off and it's curved, and yeah, I'm feeling much better by clipping. So I'm gonna fold this again and we'll clip some more. Look at all of these crazy seams back here. That'll be interesting when we quilt those together. I wonder how that will work. If you guys are using leather, I would do a test to start out. Like if you have an extra little piece of leather and a piece of fabric, I would do a little test of just start with your normal needle that's in your machine. This isn't such a big piece, like you're not doing a whole leather bag or anything. So I would just do a test with what you got going right now and see if that's good enough. There are special needles and thread to use with leather, but I think that might be a little overkill for for this, but I don't know, I'm not quite sure. All right, clipping away. Oh my gosh. You guys, I need to grab some water quick. I will be right back. Okay. Hoo-wee. All right. You know, I did go for a walk outside this evening. I wonder if that's pollinating me up a little bit. I hope that's not the case. It's my hope that tomorrow I can open all the windows in the house and let all the nice air come in and just have the inside the same temperature as the outside. Tomorrow is supposed to be our first like nice above 70-degree day here. And I think everyone's going to their cabins early and all that sort of stuff. But man, if this turns into like a whole pollen situation, then I don't know. Oh, this looks like a lacy petticoat. It does, doesn't it? It's like got a lot of detail that we're stitching into here. Our snow is officially all gone. I did a little tour of the backyard today on purpose. Bev, I was on purpose looking to see if we had any hidden snow hiding in any shady corners, because I did see some the other day. Oh, you know what? It rained earlier in the week. I bet you that took care of the rest of the snow. But yep, I did see a little bit here and there before that, but none today. So I'm calling it official. Our snow is gone. But seriously, a couple days ago before the rain, there were little pockets of it yet. Okay, stiletto. Ooh, come on. There we go. So again, now I'm worried about my 1/4-inch seam allowance now versus these points so much since I clipped. So just for that reason alone, the clipping was a good idea for me at least. Ooh, this is a pretty big chunk of a seam. Trying to line this guy up a little bit more. There we go. This might be kind of interesting with all these seams. It might be a little difficult to free motion quilt. It's going to want to jump around all over the place. Oh, look at our little mountain is starting. Cute. So quite all the way to the edge there, so I got a little bump out there, but eh. See, this one's better. This should be like a straight line into that corner, and then this one should come right out that corner. It should look like one diagonal from here to there, and that does. This one is lined up really, really well, versus this one where I have this little jog down, but you know, that's pretty minor, especially since it's going to a straight area. It's not as noticeable as if this one would have been off. And these two look okay, just a little bit of a jog. All right, let's press that guy. Oh, Nolene, your block turned out quite a bit bigger than you thought it would. So mine's a little bit bigger too, at least the width. And what that's good to know, because what that means is that if your block was too big, that means your 1/4 inch seam allowance that you're sewing is a tiny, tiny, tiny bit too small. So just a hair too small, which too skinny, which is making each piece a teeny tiny bit bigger. Therefore, when you multiply it by 12, or like 10 seams, I suppose, in this tiny amount of time, tiny amount of space, that's where it gets noticeable. When you have all these pieces. But yeah, like here's my width. I'm about, well, if I trim it, because some of these pieces are the size, I'm about, a little over 1/8, almost 1/4 of an inch too big. So which means my seam allowances were a tish too small. But, you know, let's say, okay, so I'm about 1/4 of an inch. So let's call it 0.25 inches, right? I'm 0.25 inches too big. But if I divide that by 10, then each seam that I'm doing is like 0.02 inches too big. So that is like a hair, right? So I am just a hair off from a perfect seam allowance, right? So, you know, a hair is really easy to get just, you know, you're human still, right? A hair here and there, it's going to be hard to be super perfect on this. Although, who was it? Oh, I think, was it Shauna? Is she here? I think I saw her post in, I think it was Shauna, in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group of this with the ruler on. Hers was exactly 6.5 inches, like on the dot. So that's impressive. That is a good seam allowance. But yeah, better to have a tish too big than a tish too small, I suppose. And with this block in particular, if we trimmed, if it was too big and you lost a teeny bit on the edge, there's nothing on the edge that's going to cause us any like total pain. You know what I mean? If it gets cut off. Our focus is going to be on this horse anyway once we get that on. And the fact that this is a crazy pile of tiny squares, you're not going to notice if the squares on the edges are a little smaller from getting trimmed down. All right, I am liking this clipping together. I'm wondering if I should go from the bottom up now, just so I'm not folding a big piece over like a tiny piece. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be sewing it to the 6th row. So maybe I'll flip it around after this row, because this will be half. We're halfway done with all these rows after I sew this one. So maybe I'll flip it around and go from bottom to top, just so I don't, I'm not dealing with the bulk. And then we'll be sewing it, half and half for the last seam. Oh, yours is the night sky? Oh, that's cool, Nolene. That's a neat idea. I like that. Yeah, it would have been cool to use like a dark fabric with little light colored dots or something in it. Then that would be really cool. really cool night sky. Be like stars. That'd be cool. Almost done. You know, this is probably a little finickier that we did the webbing method and all these pieces are, all these pieces are dangling here. But again, I still think it's just fun to do. And I don't have to worry. It takes that worry off my brain of like, oh, did I sew that row on in the right direction? Or did I do everything in the correct order? That clip fell to the floor, so I needed another one. Oh, that grandfather clock one was fun. Although I'm glad we got that one over with. That was probably, well, there's a lot more foundation paper piecing ones. We're gonna have a foundation paper piecing week again because I think my unfinished blocks are foundation paper piecing. So I want to wrap those guys up. All right. Oh, wow, these seams that I'm doing for these are all over the place, but that's okay. They'll be fine. Oh, that's cool, Noeline. All right. Let's check on that. Looking good. Good seams. Those are some good ones. That's a good row. You know, each of these fabrics is, different too, so they react different. So this this kind of brown might just be like a little stiffer or just a lot easier to nest those seams compared to this other one. All right, so that's 6 rows right there. So this 6 right here is the same as all of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so all of this will get scrunched up to be just this tiny bit like it is up here. That's cool. I'm liking those mountains. They're looking just like subtle but nice. I think our whole idea of it, like kind of that atmospheric perspective of it kind of blending into the background, I think that's working so far. All right, I'm gonna flip around and we'll sew from the bottom to the middle here, and then we'll flip the top and bottom, on this seam here. So, all right, let's do this guy. We'll clip him together. Clip him by the machine here. All right. Get all these buggers out here again. Yeah, the seam nesting for sure. Even if you don't do it like with the clips, I mean, the nesting the seams, you can just feel when the folds are perfectly butted up against each other, and that's, I can just move this seam a little bit until they butt up. Because if you pressed all these open, first of all, that would take forever to press these all open, the seams, and then match them up. I don't know, I just don't think it'd be as perfectly matched up as nesting. Ooh, yeah, like, this fabric feels different than the brown fabric. It just feels like it rubs against each other. It just feels different. think it's a little coarser, maybe. A little more linen-y, I suppose. So I suppose that would go away if you used fabrics from all the same collection or something like that. All right. Nope, two more. I thought I only had one more, but there's two hiding in here yet. Hey, Julie. Thanks for joining. Boop. Oh, I think I can hear people outside. It's definitely, we have a couple neighbors who, anytime it's a nice day out, they invite every single person they know over and grill outside and have a fire outside. And it's the start of that season. I always kind of wonder what our neighbors think, because like every night at this time, our kitchen lights up with like bright blue light. So I bet you it looks crazy, like I have like the brightest television ever just set up right against the window, or something like that. So I'm sure that's what it looks like for us here on the outside. It's kind of funny, I think. Ooh, my seam's getting a little big here. All right, let's get another leader. All right. Oh yeah, we did the bottom from the top now. All right, let's peek at that. Right, so this is upside down or whatever, but all those seams are looking good. Ooh, I love the texture that this yellow is making from turning them in all different directions. That's kind of cool with these little pieces. Ooh, all of these look great. Okay, so but now I kind of have to press these seams up, which is going to be annoying. Maybe I should, well, here, let's just face it this way. It was easy to press these ones down because none of the rows on top are going to get in the way, but now they kind of are. So this is going to be annoying, but oh well. I'm just going to have to flat, then. Oh yeah, that's real annoying. You know what, I think at this bottom, I think I might press, or I might sew a few rows together before pressing, because like I said, it's easy to press the seam allowance down when you're up here, because there's nothing up here and I can just pull everything and push it down this way. But this way, you know, I don't have any leverage here because it's just this one row, and I'm dealing with these flaps still, these seam allowances, so I don't want to press those weird. So I think this one, I might sew a lot of them, even though it's going to curl up on me, but then I can press a lot of it all at once. Let's see how that goes. Might save us a little bit of time too. We'll just keep clipping and sewing till the end there. Try it a little bit different. This bottom to the top. All right. I am liking the clipping though. It is an extra step, but it's just calming me, if anything, you know? One less thing to think about while I'm sewing, which is always good. Oh, it was a nice walk today, though. It was a little cooler than what it's going to be tomorrow, But just to be outside and breathe air that smells like spring, it's just nice. I can't wait. I love going for just walks in the afternoon. So I'm looking forward to it be nice out. I'm gonna try and go to the Y again tomorrow. I'm still watching all these swimming videos, just like to improve technique and that sort of thing. And I have to keep watching them one after the other. I'm just so fascinated. And so then I keep trying, to get better when I'm swimming the next day. And it's getting me excited to just keep swimming. So I think tomorrow morning we're going to go to the Y again. And tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, it should be way nicer than today. This is the first time we went early in the morning. I wasn't going to the office, I was working from home, so we're like, oh, let's just go early instead of my normal afternoon time. And God, it was just packed with the I gotta get a workout in before I go to work people. And I was swimming and it was just really, really busy, but John was upstairs and he just said that people were really kind of obnoxious with their space and just, don't bother me. I got to get my workout done before going to work, just in their own little world and just, I don't know, kind of weird. So tomorrow shouldn't be like that because it's a Saturday. But we've definitely decided that we like going there in the afternoon a little bit better than the mornings for that reason. Okay, here we go. Now again, at the end of this row, it switched fabrics again, and I could feel the difference of the fabric. So each of these fabrics, definitely has its own personality. So however this ends up is going to be how it ends up. But earlier in the day, I was thinking, oh, I'll lift weights. I'll try and attempt to do weights and stuff tomorrow at the Y. But after watching all those swimming videos, now I just want to do more swimming. So I'm gonna go swimming again tomorrow instead of lifting weights. But I'm trying to the goal number one is consistency. So I'm just trying to get in the habit of going and having it be like a part of the day. And that, if I can accomplish that, then that's it. That's all I need to accomplish. Because getting the right routine and all that, the right weight routine or the right swimming routine or blah, blah, whatever, that'll come later. If I can get just going every day, then that's going to be like total key. Oh, look at this cute little half square triangle in there. Cute, 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 cute. All right. Just going to kind of, see, this is what I'm saying. It's just going to want to keep curling up on itself. But again, I think I'm just going to keep sewing for this. Oh my gosh, Kim, you had your first 90 degree day. Oh, Noeline says, it's funny how grumpy they get. It's just a workout, not a major event. Yeah, John said that he was going to lift weights. But then there's just this dude who was lifting weights as fast as he could, which, you don't necessarily want to do that. And then just like staring people down when they got, close to him or whatever, like, you're in my space. And, and then John said he just tore out of the Y afterwards. John likes running on the treadmill, and then he can see the parking lot, and he said people were just crazy this morning, just disrespectful and all that. So man, there's definitely a morning person weekday situation there, I suppose. What was also different from the afternoon is that they had just tons of classes going. so the parking lot was like double full. Like it was full all the way in front and in the back. And it's just because they had all these classes, and then all these people just getting in their workout right before work. It was busy. This clipping seams together definitely seems like have a Netflix movie on uh, while you're doing it type task. All right, one more. Okay, this is sewing row 3 to 4. So 2 more after this before we can, I think we'll press it and then, or maybe we'll sew the rows together and then press the whole finished thing all at once. I feel like I'm getting in a rhythm here though now. Look at all my clips perfectly lined up. That's a row of happy clips. Alrighty. Snip, snip. I am, Barbara, almost done. Okay, so yep, I just have those 2 more rows. We have that top done, and we're working on this bottom here. The bottom isn't pressed yet, so it's acting crazy, but we'll get it pressed real soon here. So 3 more clipping sessions here. You never see holly jolly friendly people at the gym. I don't know, when I go at like 2:30, those people seem way happier than the 8 a.m. people. Which I would have kind of thought it'd be the other way around. You think they'd be mad after a day's worth of work, but they're more ornery at the beginning. I suppose when we go, it's kind of right before the normal end of the workday. We've been kind of, and I'm, really happy we're able to do this. This is just neat. But, I can start work early and then I leave in the afternoon so I can get to the Y before most other people are done with work, and then I go home and work a little bit more in the evening. But I'm glad I can have that flexibility. I like working out right at that time when you just want to eat junk food or sleep that time of day. So that's when I get to the Y, and that's helped just a lot with that feeling. All right. Although then I get exhausted at the Y and then just want to sleep when I get home. But I suppose that's a good thing. So happy that we figured out that kerchunking noise happens when we're low on the bobbin thread. That's That's a new little epiphany about my machine. I learn something about it all the time. This little machine here, which is exciting. Try and get these rows better together. Okay, 2 more of those to do. Oh gosh, there's a few rows that I'm pretty off on this one, but oh well. Yeah, I'm off quite a bit on some of these seams, like these ones. Those ones are all over the place, but you know, gotta have a couple of those, right? All right, 2 more of these to get together. Then I can press this thing. Oh, that's awesome, Barbara. So Barbara says that she's learned a lot about her machine on this project, on these Splendid Sampler projects. Sewing is less stressful than it was. I feel that exact same way too. Like I feel like I'm not trying to fake it, I suppose, you know? Like you know, like, oh yeah, I can do applique, and then having only like tried one form of applique like once and kind of getting it, you know what I mean? Versus doing all sorts of applique a bunch of times and learning all sorts of different tricks to do those different kinds. Like I feel way more knowledgeable, you know, and about my sewing machine and piecing and, you know, seam allowances and all that stuff from working on the Splendid Sampler project. And that's exactly, I think, the biggest benefit of it, is that there is such a variety. So you do learn all sorts of different things. Yeah, I'm way further beyond in skill than I was before starting the first Splendid Sampler project. That's like a straight fact for sure. There's always more to learn. That's why this is a fun craft. All right. Oh, oop, geez, got way off right away. So I just need these clips one more time. Oh, and my poor watch. So right here, I got a big crack in my watch. Like you can actually feel it. See? Oh, God. But I've been swimming with it still. And I have seen a couple little moisture drops get in there after swimming, but they seem to dry just fine and the watch still works. So far, it's still usable, but I'm afraid it's going to be on its way out, which, I don't know, is a huge bummer. So eventually I'll have to get in I'll probably get the same kind of watch because I like it. Though this is one of those, have you guys heard of hybrid smartwatches before? That's what this is. So it runs on a battery. So a normal watch battery. Oh, Jennifer, that's a good idea. Paint clear nail polish on the glass. I'll have to try that. But it's like a, oh gosh, I don't know if I have any clear. I'll have to look. But it runs on a normal watch battery, so it lasts a bunch of, it lasts, you know, months and months. Not like a smartwatch that you have to charge like every evening. and it has an app, and it still tracks sleep. It tracks steps. Like this is 0% to 100% of my steps that I wanted to do for the day. It and you can set those. It has an alarm vibrate to wake you up in the morning, and it tracks swimming, biking, and walking automatically. Like it knows when you do those things. And it's waterproof. I mean, that's really kind of what I wanted in a watch, was a waterproof one. And but the neat thing is that it has all those smart features, but runs on a normal battery, so it isn't gonna die right away. So I really like it a lot. And they actually, I think they were bought out, or like now it's a Withings Activity Pop watch, but now it's by Nokia. So Nokia owns the company now, so they don't even make this watch anymore, but they make, a comparable one. So if you just go to Withings, so here you can see it, WITHINGS.com. So withings.com is the website for it. Although this particular one they don't have anymore, but they have, the one that's comparable to this. And I really like it. Although the app has been acting up a little bit lately. Like it knows when I'm swimming, but it doesn't record. Like it says I've swam for like 15 minutes when I know I've swam longer than that. And maybe I just need to reboot the app. It's also, when it knows that I'm swimming, it says that I've done 0 steps then for the rest of the day. So there's a glitch there. I'm going to have to I'll redo the app, or I'm going to have to contact them and be like, what the heck? But all in all, I like it. And I'm sad. But yeah, maybe I can just bring it to a jeweler, Deborah. I've never done that before. Let's see. Maybe I can do that outing this weekend yet. We're going to go to the Y tomorrow morning. Maybe we can run to a jeweler and see what they have to say after that. And I have no idea how it happened either, which is a bummer. They said on the website that I didn't email them directly, but they have a fax page and that they don't cover, like they don't warranty if the glass cracks or whatever, like it is. And I've had it for a while now, so. But boo, still. Stupid crack. I noticed it one day and it was just teeny tiny, and by the end of the day it was the entire length of the watch. But yeah, if you do a search, it's this brand in particular is Withings, and it's by Nokia now. It was, I think they sold to Nokia. But if you do a search they're called hybrid smartwatches. The style where it runs on a normal watch battery, but still has smart features. What I liked about this one is that it knew when you were swimming and would track that, and it tracks walking and all that other stuff. Yep, withings.com. Yeah, they already said that they don't warranty the cracks in the glass. I mean, I wear it all the time too, so I'm sure it gets bumped around. That's what I wanted, something that I could wear all the time and not, that's waterproof and wouldn't have to deal with it. Oh, Glennis, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, there's got to be something that someone can just plop on it to seal it up just a little bit. I mean, the crack will always be there, but at least maybe water won't go in. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll run to a jeweler tomorrow after. We'll get a coffee and then run to a jeweler after our workout tomorrow. I think I like that idea. All right, that is it. Let's press this guy. Look it. All right, I can tell though. I think it's gonna be a little bit wider than it is tall. So my seam allowance was probably a little bit better. Oh my God, look, it is. It's a little wide. Seam allowance was probably a little more accurate. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's halvesies. We'll have to measure. It's looking a little bit more accurate doing these rows. Oh, maybe it's stretching out. Maybe I just needed to iron it. Yeah, I would love to just, I mean, if this watch totally got busted, I think I would probably buy the same one. Just, I went down the rabbit hole of the internet the other day. You should never look at places where you can buy stuff when you're super tired after a big workout. But for some reason, I got on looking at different brands that do the hybrid smartwatches, and a couple other brands came up, but this still looked like the one that did all the things that I wanted it to do. So I'd probably, if this one totally died, I'd probably get the same thing. Get flat. There's so many big seams here. This might be a time to steam it a little bit. I don't have any water in here, and I don't really want to spray my starch without putting a towel down. So we're just going to leave it for now. I just want to measure this though, quick. Got a little oblong there, it seems, or a little skewed, but I think we can adjust for that. All right, let's see how we did here. Okay, this is kind of what I suspected. So I was a little too too scant going when I just had the two pieces of fabric, the little piece of fabric, but I wasn't, I was clipped it too far in, the seam allowances, so I lost a 1/4 of an inch here, and I gained like a 1/4 inch, almost a 1/4 inch on the side. So definitely all this bulk, sewing it together, I should have erred on the side of the seam allowances being a little bit smaller than I did. So we kind of lost some ground in our vertical, and it gained a little bit too much in the width, but such is life. But something that I definitely need to see, like a good 1/4 inch, something to keep in mind for the future, just when I'm sewing those big bulky rows together, to make sure to add, or just to, like, you know, be a little bit more scant in my seam allowance. So this one will probably, once we get it quilted, I'll have to throw some white on the bottom. But it's looking pretty cute though. The scene is kind of nice. You know, again, we're using these really subtle fabrics, so it's going to be super subtle. I do have some of that craft text, so I have a roll of this craft text. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of just like a paper. You can see if I get this wet and crinkle it, it'll look like leather. Like you'll see every little crease in it, but that's what makes it kind of look like leather. You can cut it, you can sew in it, and I mean, I suppose if you sew it, it does kind of perforate, but not enough that I think it'll cause us any issues. So here's, you know, our little horse will go here, and it'll be this white. So I think that'll be kind of sweet. So we'll give it a go. I just grabbed this from my closet this morning, so I got a whole roll of it here, but it comes in smaller sheets, like, you know, it comes in 8.5 by 11 sheets, which makes things easier. So we will deal with that on Monday. Do our little applique pony. Here's what it looks like again. A little horsey in the corner. Here's our applique for it. So that's what we'll do in the white craft text. But I'm pretty dang happy about this. And I know what I need to work on now too to improve my seam allowances a little bit more. So awesome. I will flip you guys around and we will call it a week here. Hello. So let me show you this. All right, we're just gonna be crooked here. All right, here it is. So it kind of looks like, got this funny little jog in here. So it would have been nice if I had like a slightly different color. Like it would have been neat if this trail, I mean, it's a slightly brighter yellow, but it would have been neat if it was even a little bit more. So maybe when we quilt this, we quilt the background like a lot and then leave this trail a little poofier maybe, so no quilting, or vice versa, just so we can make it stand out a little bit more, because right now it needs something for it to stand out a little bit more, I think, and what's left is quilting, so I think we can maybe accomplish it in there. And you know, we'll have that horse on there as well, and that will add a lot to it as well. So awesome. You guys have a great weekend. Next week, I am not going to be here for the whole week. I'm going to be gone Wednesday through the Monday after, so I won't be on, I might be on the Monday after, but I won't be on for sure Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So it'll just be Monday and Tuesday visiting the brother. So that'll be nice. I'll be in Kansas City for a little bit. But after that, I will be back here, and I'll keep you guys updated on Facebook as well on what's going on. So I will see you guys next week, Monday. Have a great weekend. See you then. Good night.